You ready?
I guess so.
I think I'm ready. You sure?
You are live. Yes. Hello. This is the Divine Needle. I am Nell.
Deep.
This is a twin flame stream. Yeah, about the towers that we've been through in beginning of January.
As promised.
Well, all January and still going. So.
Yeah. So you guys get to find out what twin flames go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been crazy. Don't know if that's twin flame, but we've been going through some major stuff for sure. Yeah.
Very true. Aw. Look who wants to join us. This. Oh. Oh, baby, I love you too. She's so sweet. This is Artemis. She's sniffing the crud out of me. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
It's like, love me.
Aww.
Love me.
This is Artemis. This is the cosmic kitty.
Mm-hmm.
What's she doing?
Is she biting you?
I'm not edible. This is Artemis. I had a vision about getting Artemis.
Mm-hmm.
When did I have that? That was like March?
March, April,
No,
something
it was
like that.
February, March, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I had a kitty cat named Ambrose. That was, I called my spy.
Mm-hmm.
That was sent to me via a couple of archangels. I called him my spy. Anyway, I ended up losing him when Notre Dame burnt. He fell ill and passed away.
He was an outside kitty,
Yeah.
so he battled other kitties and stuff, and
Yeah.
he just catch the disease, right?
Yeah. So, but before he died, before he got sick, before any of that happened, I had a vision that a new kitty came and, well, I went to this patio door at my old place and it's getting hot in here, huh? Anyway, I went to the patio door in this vision, and Ambrose was in the house, and there was a kitten outside with... Look what she's doing. Look at her. What's she doing? Anyway.
She's looking at the camera.
Anyway, she's being weird. She doesn't usually do this. Anyway.
Kitty. Ambrose.
Yeah. There was a golden brown colored hedgehog on the ground outside with this little kitten. You are being so weird. What's going on with you? She wants to be the star of the show. Anyway,
And that was a vision, right, that you had?
yeah, it was a vision about
okay.
this, and this kitten had drugged the hedgehog up, and Nell was in the vision. Nell was there, and at the time he wasn't in America with me.
Oh.
You want her?
Yeah.
Anyway, So he was sitting on the couch, and I looked over at him. Telepathy was going on between us, and it was about, what should I do? Should I go out and get the kitten? And just as that telepathy transpired between the two of us, because we didn't speak, it was just telepathy, he's like, yeah, get the kitten. And so, and the kitten was it had come up the steps and was at the patio door. And I looked away to visually verify what I was hearing telepathy-wise. Looked back, and the kitten was starting to walk back down the steps. I was like, oh, it's going to get away. So, all of a sudden, this hedgehog started glowing really bright. And it was actually Gabriel, the hedgehog. Interesting that he decided to use a hedgehog, but I don't know why. Who knows? Anyway, I was going to open the door and retrieve the hedgehog and the kitten, because the hedgehog seemed like it was wounded. But it wasn't. It was Gabriel. Anyway, that was the vision. And I told everybody on my old channel about the vision and described that it was still warm out, and everything was still green, but it definitely felt like later summer, fall. And then Ambrose passed away, and a few months went by, and our relationship was blooming at the time, online, and he came to visit for the second time and didn't leave.
No.
We couldn't stand to part at the airport again like we did the first time.
Did not want to go home.
No, that was, the first time he left, it was really hard. After the first visit, it was really hard. So, anyway, he was here. And sure enough, we were sitting there. I was watching a video. Don't even remember what I was watching specifically. Something to do with research and things like that. Hi, Miss Raven. It's good to see you.
What up, boy?
Anyway,
the kitty, when we were watching
a video, and I heard a kitty.
The day before I was supposed to leave, okay?
Yeah.
And she was like hitting the space bar from the video.
To pause it.
Pause it.
I was like, Gabriel's kitty! Gabriel's kitty!
I told you.
I told you it was going to happen. I was going to get a new kitty.
And she ran. That was the first time I saw her run. And sure enough, there was a kitty there.
Yeah.
A kitty. And that was Artemis. So,
yeah.
Yeah, and she was in the car and totally freaked out, but she was in the motor.
And she was like 5 or 6 weeks old.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, she was little, tiny.
Yeah.
And she was the only one. We never found any others. Nothing.
Yeah.
So that's Gabriel's kitty. He promised me one. He delivered. And
how that came about, that kitty, how she got there, we have no clue. My suspicion is she got dropped off.
September? Yeah, it was September.
In some
October.
way, it ended up with us.
Yeah.
How? I don't know, but eventually it ended up with us.
And it was the right time of the year. The color of the kitty wasn't what I saw in the vision.
No.
And I thought I was getting another male, but it wasn't. So the color was wrong and the sex was wrong. But the time of the year was right.
Yeah.
And that it would just show up, and it did. It just showed up. So
that was interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, it was awesome. I never had a kitty. Always wanted a kitty. And there you go. There's the kitty.
We have a kitty.
With the kitty box and all. So yeah, that's.
We're potty training her though.
Yeah, we still have to start that, but
yeah.
We will
potty
have
training.
to.
Yeah.
We will have to because she pees a lot.
I've never seen a cat drink water like this cat.
And the vets keep on saying, "Oh, it's normal. It's normal."
I've never seen a cat drink. She drinks like 6 times her body weight in a day.
Well,
which
not
is
anymore.
No,
Because
she
now
slowed
she's
down.
heavier.
Yeah.
But back in the day when she was young, that
When
was
she was a
like
kitten, yeah.
unreal.
She was drinking like 6 cups of water, 3 bowls, which was about 2 cups a bowl per day.
So.
Very unusual in my eyes. Anyway, so we have
Towers to discuss.
wow, yeah, what twin flames go through.
Yeah.
That's
well, what we've been going through. Okay.
Yeah.
That was nuts. It was really, really nuts. And this January.
Yeah, January 2020. Started out with, first we had a trip scheduled to go to St. Louis. Dealing with him immigrating from Belgium. And so we had that planned, and then I got a phone call. It was really weird because my dad was sick, and I knew something was really wrong, and I was calling around because he wasn't answering his phone at the house. I knew something was wrong, so I was calling around frantically trying to figure out what was going on. Turns out he was dying of cancer, so he was in a hospice facility, and I did manage to get a hold of him on his cell phone. And he said, let me call you back. And he never did. Anyway, he passed on the 3rd of January. And I was like, when's the funeral? And luckily it didn't fall on the same day as the appointment we had for him in St. Louis. So
It was 2 days off, I think. 2 days.
yeah. The funeral, the biometrics appointment was on Tuesday. The funeral was on Thursday. So, stress. Lots of stress. Oh, thanks. We went through, wow. Nell hardly had any clothes with him because he wasn't planning on staying here. We weren't planning that.
No.
So we had to, on the way there, we had to stop en route of the trip. We stopped and got him some clothes because he had met my father.
Yeah, back in October.
Yeah.
And he asked me to be, carrying his casket when he...
A pallbearer.
Pallbearer. And so I did. I was like, yeah, that would be definitely an honor. So I would for sure have to be dressed somewhat decent. So we picked up a smoking. Had to buy a smoking. Yeah.
A what?
A smoking. A smoking. A costume.
A costume. A suit.
A suit.
I got him a suit.
We call that a smoking.
So between H&M and Brooks Brothers, we managed to put together shoes and all.
That H&M did not sell any ties.
Men's accessories.
Yeah, and so that was $60 for a tie, right? In Brooksfield? Yeah, $60 or something.
Yeah, and they're usually higher than that, so yeah.
But yeah. Oh.
Anyway, we did that outside of St. Louis, kind of the northwest, somewhere to the northwest near Troy, on the way to Troy. because we stayed overnight in Troy and then went on to Brookfield, where my dad's funeral was. So we went through all of that.
Stayed in a hotel.
Yeah, we were. Let's see, we did 3 nights in hotels, right?
Yeah.
One night in Troy, 2 nights in Brookfield. And saw a bunch of family and stuff, which was nice. Got to see my grandparents' grave site, which was good. And then we drove back. And on the way back, well, on the way between Troy and Brookfield, we stopped and looked at a house in Paris.
Yep.
Interesting. The meaning behind Paris. We were looking at houses during this whole time, so the stress level was way up there just because of that. And then you add immigration to it, the funeral, all the travel, rushing around to get a suit put together, and then during the trip my car started acting up. Anyway, there were only two houses that we were interested in, and both of them have both the cities that they happen to be located in have huge significance, but one of them was Paris.
Not in France, but
Paris.
America. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. We were in Brookfield. My car, the day of the funeral, wasn't shifting right. It acted weird. And we still managed to look at another house in Sedalia just on the way back for something to do to kind of break the trip up a little bit.
Yeah, I looked at 2 houses.
Yeah, 2 houses there in Sedalia, which is where my father was from, was Sedalia. That's where his parents were. The car made it back. Thank goodness, right? The car had one thing after another. Just boom, boom, boom. Let's see, the first thing was...
Spark plugs?
No.
Or something else?
No, before that even.
Well, yeah.
The air conditioner, the drainage tube for the air conditioner had plugged up and it was spitting water out into the floorboard of the passenger side and peeing all over his feet. It's like the little car was peeing on his feet. It's like, here, take that. And then, what was the next? There was something else that we had worked on. Oil change? When they did that? I don't know.
A bunch.
And then when we got back, we don't know if we got a tank of bag gas. Evidently we did because they checked the ethanol level. So somewhere on that trip, I think just outside of St. Louis, we got some gas. And he said it was like over 30% ethanol, like closer to 40. It shouldn't ever be over 15%. And my car, thank goodness, is a flex fuel car, so it can handle ethanol, but the O2 sensors couldn't handle it. And it fried them. Yeah. Fried my O2 sensors, 2 of them.
So I went in the shop, we drove it a little bit, then it had to go back to the shop.
Yeah, because it was still acting up. I was like, man, it's still not shifting right.
That car alone, what was that in total? Maybe $1,300?
Yeah, or more, maybe. Yeah.
It was a lot of money.
Because the solenoids and the transmission were failing. So those had to be replaced. And it was just one thing after another. Just, wow.
And that last time, like in between the Brookfields and the car, we found a house that we were living in right now.
Well, before we left, we made an offer on this house. Before we left. And then everything came to a dead halt because the guy didn't accept the offer. He wanted 30 I don't know.
To the floor.
Anyway, so we thought it had fallen through, and this one house I'd had my eye on for a while up in Paris, which isn't far from where my dad's funeral is. So we thought about looking at that house, and that was an awesome house. Awesome house. Nice big house, actually. Mm-hmm. But
it was really far off, and plumbing wasn't there, right?
Well, there was some plumbing to the bathroom we would have had to work on. We would have had to put a new central heating and cooling system in because the one that was in there was dead.
And it was really big, and I was like...
Yeah, it was a nice big house.
Yeah, but it would have been too big for us too.
I don't think so, but he thinks so.
I know so. I know. But yeah, it was a nice house. Very, very nice house. But, yeah. It was also 3 hours away, right?
Yeah.
3-hour drive.
Yeah, 3 hours straight north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Which wasn't a huge problem, but moving wise, it would have been a little more. We would have had to have been a little more organized, definitely. Mm-hmm. But when we got back, we did a counter offer and they accepted. And so...
on this house?
Yeah.
Okay, not in Paris, but on this one.
Yeah. And those that watched my old channel know that Star City, there was a big significance about Star City, and where we're located is near there. So between Paris and the whole Star City, yeah.
Yeah, there's some significance to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see.
Well, we started
then on
packing.
Friday, yeah.
We started packing. I was like, okay, we're gonna move. Let's get some action done, right?
Yeah.
Started packing, organizing, boom, boom, boom. Putting everything in tubs. And then the morning...
6 a.m. Friday, I think the 17th was the date.
I don't know. Yeah.
I go to step outside, and it's pitch dark out still. And Miss Kitty, Gabriel's my new spy, she darts at the door like she's gonna go out. And so I wasn't focused on where I was heading or doing. I was focused on keeping her from going out the door. And the patio steps, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 steps up into the house. There's 3 steps plus the house itself, which is the 4th step. I stepped out on that top step, and it was coated in a very heavy sheet of ice. And the next thing I knew, I was flying through the air, landing, and my knee had, I heard the crack, felt it, and excruciating pain immediately. It's really weird because if you saw where I fell from, it's amazing that I wasn't hurt worse. Like, really freakish amazing. Because I fell, what, about 3.5 feet? 4 feet?
Yeah.
Something like that? Onto concrete. And the only damage I had was a tiny, it kind of rug burned the palm of my hand right here. And my left knee. Just a slight rug burn thing. And I may have gotten that just climbing back up the steps to get back in the house. Because I crawled up the steps. But my right knee and leg because it was the whole leg from the hip down, but the knee took the brunt of it. Anyway, here it is, pitch dark. He's fast asleep. I knew he would not hear me yelling from him for him outside, and I couldn't stand up. And so I crawled back up those ice-covered steps and then hollered for him. I was like, no. I didn't want to go to the hospital.
Well, yeah, she wake me up, and I hear her calling. And I used to be first aid, right? And she was like, laying there, I fell, I was like, immediately first aid mode. First I wanted to, with scissors, see what her knee was like.
Yeah, he wanted to cut my pants off.
I wanted to call the ambulance. I really wanted to do that. But she was like, oh no, it will be better. I was like, what? Are you for real? And of course I was freaking out. That was days before the actual move was supposed to happen. And so I was like, immediately going everything through my head. Insurance and stuff. Operation. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it was bad. It swelled up immediately. It got huge immediately. Yeah. Huge.
And so we laid you down on the
couch.
On the couch, right?
With pillows up under my legs.
She talked me out of calling the ambulance, and so.
Yeah, I hate hospitals. Like, completely hate that.
Yeah, and when did we go to? Well, you called your doctor, right?
Yeah.
The same day or the day after?
That day.
Then we got you in for MRI.
X-ray.
X-ray.
X-rays first. Yeah.
And it did not show any breaks.
No breaks.
So that was good news. But all that time, when that was going on, she was in horrific pain.
Yeah.
She could not do anything, and the whole house was full of tubs, ready to move.
Yeah.
And stuff still needed to be packed.
Tons of stuff still needed packed and gone through and organized. And
I was like, taking care of her, taking care of myself, and then taking care of Kitty and trying to move all those things. And it was like, well, I've been here since September, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to decide for her how to pack stuff. And that was really hard for me. That was like, well, how can I explain that? What's junk to me is not junk to another, you know? I don't mean that it's junk what you own, not at all, but things you do not use, you know? Like family picture frames, stuff like that. It's like real hard to choose. So I just almost packed everything, and yeah, and then taking care of her, oh man, and I was just going through so much stress. And
he went through hell. We both did.
Yeah.
Because I was mad at the world because my knee was messed up, and we got a move coming.
Mm-hmm.
We had Miss Kitty Artemis was scheduled to get her last shot, and her
she got fixed.
Yeah, she got fixed.
Went together at the same time, so she was like in cone shame?
Yeah, she had a little cone on, you know, keep her from biting the stitches and stuff. Anyway, yeah.
So that was all going on, but we ended up rescheduling the move for another week or 6 days.
We had to postpone.
We just had to because
there was no choice.
I couldn't do it on our own.
We were worn out.
And then, well, the thing that was, she got hurt really bad, but she was going better and better every day. Okay, so by the end of it, when we moved, you were able to clean that kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, last day.
The last day there. I was able to stand and sort of, as long as I had something to hold on to, could stand and do things standing up.
Yeah.
I could put some weight down on my foot, but I couldn't fully flatten my foot out or anything like that.
No.
And I had an MRI right before the move too.
That's right.
The day before the move, they did an MRI. Said, yeah, it's damaged, but it probably won't require surgery. It's just going to be a few weeks for it to heal up. So that was good news. Really good news. And I had a vision that I walked down that hallway. So I knew I was going to be okay, that I would walk again. So, but that whole time before we got the x-rays at the doctor and stuff, I was rolling around in my office chair as a way to get around, using my left leg to propel myself around.
I was like, you need a wheelchair. Oh no.
I did not want a wheelchair.
Like, you need a wheelchair, baby.
And I was trying to hobble around on crutches, and
I was like, I'm gonna go to Salvation Army, and we called them first, right?
Yeah, we talked to them, and they said, oh yeah, we loan out wheelchairs and walkers and stuff for free. And I'm like, wow, awesome.
We bought one, and we got that one until...
Yeah, we bought one to bring here to the new place, so I'd have something to run around in here.
Yeah.
And then we used the one that Salvation Army loaned us over at the old place.
Yeah.
And the walker. And the walker went back and forth between the old place and this house. And the walker was awesome because I was so sick of rolling around in office chairs and the wheelchair. I was so ready to walk. I mean, yeah. I was like, I want to walk. I'm sick of this. Yeah.
That was interesting town. that was like a huge test for me. That's how it felt. It was almost like, here you go. Let's see what you're made of.
Yeah, we've had
Really?
the tower card from the tarot. It was showing up in readings, not just ours, but a lot of other readers that we watch. And that was no joke. We got one after another. I mean, we were bombarded. It was like trial by fire. Not even joking. So, and that's not all of it either.
No,
that's not all. When we looked at this house, we smelled gas.
We came in the house, and the first thing that I didn't like about it was the gas smell. It was like immediate gas. You can even smell it when you were outside and opening the, how do you call it, the first door?
The screen door. Storm door, yeah.
Gas. And the seller was, the agent was like, yeah,
they must have just lit the heater or something.
That's normal. So I was like, being from another country, I was like, maybe that's just an American system, right? But to be sure, we had inspection done, right? Certified people that come inspect your house.
And we were here for that inspection, and we brought it up.
We said,
we told the inspector, we smell gas.
We smell gas.
And he's like, no, that's normal. And
that's normal.
We're looking at each other going, we looked at other houses that had this type of heater, and they didn't smell like that. And we both knew it wasn't normal. There's no way that was normal.
No. But we moved in anyway.
But no, we postponed the move because of my knee.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but eventually.
And that was divine intervention, that knee thing. It's really weird because how many days before I actually went off that step did I feel like I got pushed? Was it
3 days,
about
I think.
2 or 3 days before. 2 or 3 days before the actual accident happened. I was standing outside on that top step. And it felt like somebody tried to push me off the step. And then it actually happened, that Friday morning on ice. Yeah. What's weird is those steps face to the east, and they hardly, maybe the bottom step and maybe the second step sometimes get stuff on it, but that top step usually doesn't get any ice or snow on it. Or very little.
Strange. It
And it was
bizarre.
just the whole door
Coated.
and the silver strip at the bottom, this big wide silver strip. The whole thing was nothing but ice, and I mean thick, thick ice. And that it was divine intervention. They did not want us moving to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really weird because all of my last few moves have always been on my birthday. Always on my birthday. And I was doing my damnedest to make sure I didn't have to move on my birthday again. Well, fat chance. Fat chance.
It's one day apart.
Yeah. Anyway, so, and I swear when I fell, I didn't hit my head. No major damage except for that leg and being unable to walk. It postponed the move. And when we made some trips back and forth, I got well enough where I could actually drive. Couldn't walk, but I could drive. And we were bringing loads down here. My son was helping with his friend. And we brought loads down in their cars and stuff. Or his car and our car. And when we got done, the boys decided to turn off the ventless heater. And then the following day, and I didn't know they had turned it off.
I did know it, but I was like, I thought she knew.
No, I didn't know. And it was cold, and it shouldn't have been off because, plumbing, water, cold, not good to have the heat off.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was unaware that they turned it off. The next day, we brought a load to the house, him and I alone. Opened the door, and you could really smell the gas.
Mm-hmm.
Even worse than it was prior.
Mm-hmm. That was not my observation, but yeah.
And we stayed, I put in a call to the gas company, Spire Energy. And I said, we smell gas. And they sent a gal out, and sure enough, that ventless heater was leaking gas.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had her shut off the gas to that ventless heater. And we bought a couple of ceramic type heaters, electric, because that's the main heat source, this ventless heater.
But she shut it off just below the heater itself, okay? Not in total, just below that.
Yeah, just the gas to that heater, not the gas to the whole house. Because there's a gas cook stove and a gas water heater. Anyway, we'd been here a few days and we smelled gas again. He was moving around in the kitchen doing some stuff, and all of a sudden he smelled gas, evidently. He didn't say nothing to me when he smelled it.
Because it was a small whiff. It was just a small whiff. I was like, okay, yeah. Okay.
And then I was sitting in here. He was in the kitchen when he smelled it. I was sitting in here, and a few minutes, I guess, how long before I smelled it?
I think 5 minutes.
Yeah. I was like, Nell, do you smell that? I smell gas. He's like, yeah, I smelled it too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we still have a problem. And
we called the gas company again.
Yeah.
And they tested it, but they were like, we are not crawling under the house.
Yeah, and
there's a crawl space
she claimed
there.
she couldn't smell it or anything.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah, the thing was with that gas smell in the kitchen, it was like, she got the idea, maybe under the house, there's more gas, and so I took the panel off for under the crawl space panel, and sure enough, a gas smell.
Yeah, I told Mel, I said, there's gas building up under this house.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance. We need to get that crawl space ventilated.
Mm-hmm.
Muy pronto.
So we leave that off, call the gas company again, and that lady was standing next to me, and I was like, come here. I took the thingy off, and she was like, well, that's not gas. When I was 100% sure that was gas.
It was gas.
She said to me, that it was
or maybe
kitty pee.
kitty urine or mold or mildew smell or something
way.
like that. It wasn't. It was gas.
It was gas.
Him and they found the first leak because we smelled gas. She should have known that if we smelled gas again, we knew exactly what we were smelling, and we weren't mistaking cat urine, from cats outside going under the house or something, or anything else. We knew what we smelled. And the fact that she found a leak the first time we called them out, that should have been a sure clue that if we smelled gas, there was something going on here. Mm-hmm. She missed it the second time. The first time she found the leak on the ventless heater. The second time, she missed it. We ended up calling, because we had to leave the cover off the crawl space. This time of the year when it's cold, it makes it even harder to heat your house with that off. But I wanted to make sure we were safe and gas wasn't building up under the house and kaboom, So I had him leave that off the crawl space. And we ended up calling a licensed plumber, because plumbers deal with gas lines. And he came out and he found the leak.
Under the house.
Yeah, and he said, I can't in good conscience let you guys live here as long as that gas is on. And I was like, I had a good mind to tell Spire when they were here to just shut off the gas to the house. Because by this point, I was having trouble going to sleep at night. Because every night I was going, is this the night when the house goes kaboom? Because we kept smelling gas and going through all that. So, yeah. But he cut the gas to the house. So now we're in a position with no hot water, no way to cook on the stove, and no heat.
Well, we do have heat.
But we got ceramic heaters, thank goodness.
Yeah, we have an Instant Pot, which is electric. And
that we just happened to get for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. And you manifested that, right?
Yeah. I kept telling him we would go in the store, and I was like, I really like to have one of those.
Yeah,
we got one for Christmas.
Instant Pot. And yeah, sure enough, we got an Instant Pot. And it's been a lifesaver. Sure.
We've been cooking all our dinners in the Instant Pot. And used it to heat up water today.
For dishes, to do the dishes.
Yeah.
I did that 2 times now, so.
Yeah.
So
now, and the plumber guy, he was really awesome. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't know what's going on here. Or he goes, who's paying for this? And I said, well, Nell and I will probably have to pay for it, I guess. And he's like, you had an inspection on this house, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, somebody should be paying for this, and it shouldn't be you two. Mm-hmm. So now we're
waiting.
Yeah. The inspection company called. They're supposed to come back out. They're going to look at it. Mm-hmm. But now I'm kind of worried about whether it's whether to let anybody but a licensed plumber touch that gas line. Mm-hmm. So we're in the middle of all that still. Yeah. So it's just been tower.
Boom, 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 like a drum.
It's like, oh. And here we are. We just got married in November 11th, 11/11. And
yeah,
they're testing us. This is trial by fire. Do we have what it takes to do our mission? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the greatest stress I ever been through.
I've been through a lot of stress in my life, so I handle stress better than he does, because I've had a lot of it. But yeah, he's gone through, and he was, he stepped into being the emperor really well, you know, the Emperor card embodies all the kings. King of Wands, King of Cups, King of Pentacles.
She was like, you're being too kingly. I was like, what was that? But I had to, you know.
Yeah.
I had to, so.
But he was taking care of me.
Cooking.
He had both his American kitty cats out of commission.
Yeah.
He had Miss Kitty had her surgery, was running around with a cone, had to have medication and stuff. Me and my knee, medication and stuff. Trying to take care of both of us. The car messing up. And trying to pack.
Trying to move.
And get us ready for the move and everything. He went through hell.
It was all at once. And I was like...
We all went through hell.
It was hard.
Because I was in agony and I wanted to get up and help him, and I was frustrated. Super frustrated.
She was in pain too, you know, during that time, and I just couldn't do anything about it.
Agony, man, that knee. Whew.
It's like you're powerless to help, you know, because it's pain and you just cannot do anything, and that was really hard too for me. That was like you waking up every hour, and oh man, that was just, just helplessness.
Not being able to sleep because I was hurting so bad and stuff. It was.
And I was sleeping in the living room with her because the bed was like really.
I couldn't get up in our bed.
And so she was like, "Oh, you go sleep in the bed." I was like,
I was trying to get him to go sleep in the bed.
You're my wife. I'm gonna sleep next to you on the floor. That's what I'm gonna do. And so I did that.
I slept on the couch and he slept on the floor, and we did that for days.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Until we got moved, I think.
No, a couple of days before we moved, because we took the bed apart, so the movers didn't have to do that.
And it was lower.
And it dropped. We took the platform out from underneath the bed, and so it was the box spring deal and the bed on top of it down on the floor. So we actually got to sleep together for the first time.
Yeah, that
in
was
a long time.
That felt so good.
Yeah, it did. Oh.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and we still don't have the bed on the platform or anything.
No.
But I am actually walking with no walker.
Yeah. She's been making big leaps towards recovery, that's for sure.
Kind of overdoing it. I overdid it yesterday, and I'm paying for it today.
Yeah, not listening to me.
Yeah. We went shopping, and I was insistent that I was walking and using the shopping cart as kind of a way to, keep pressure off my knee. But I walked too much. And yeah, my knee has been unhappy.
Yeah, she didn't want to listen.
I don't listen very good. I'm stubborn.
I was like, yeah, okay, it's free will. That was what I was thinking, so I let her walk. And she was doing real good, though. You were doing real good.
Yeah.
But you paid for it. I'm still paying for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's recovering. It's, And the house, that move was also like, I had to do it all on my own now. It was all in tubs. Good thing we did have tubs. It was all stacked in the living room, and I was like, how am I gonna do this? It's like, where I'm gonna leave all this, you know? Good thing we have a garage now, so I had to sort between stuff what we can keep in the house, and all the rest just gotta go, because this house is a little bit smaller than...
Yeah, it's smaller than the place I was renting.
So, yeah. Sorting all that out, trying to fit it all, and it's still not done. It's still, I've been chilling. I had to chill, because... and I was trying to do readings too, from last week. Well, maybe you saw my face, but I was looking like shit. So,
we both look like hell.
I was like, yeah, but back then I was like doing the readings, and I think the day later I tried to do some more readings. And I was sitting here and I was trying to do a reading for cancer, and I messed up my words somehow, and I was like, I got to do this over. And then I watched myself for a little while, and I was like, how are you looking, man? You shouldn't be doing readings right now. You should be in bed, resting.
Yeah,
So
he had kind of a mini meltdown.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't blame him. He needed to have a meltdown. He really did. After all the crap we've been through, it's been unreal.
I was trying to do it all, and oh man, that was just too much.
After we got moved in, was it the next day or the day after? I was sitting in the wheelchair out on the front porch, and I was looking down, and something was glinting in the sun and caught my eye, and I was like, "Nell, get that." Anyway, I hope it shows up. Look at this rock, and it looks like it's oh, it's this one. It looks like it's got the symbol painted on it. See it glint? That was glinting in the sun. And Nell's like, yeah, somebody painted that. It's not painted. That's actually in the stone. I was meant to have that. So, and that was out in the yard, just off the corner, the southwest corner of the house. But I had to show that to you. This rock, it's like polished. It's like a polished, flat.
It's bizarre.
Flat stone.
It's like, how can it be in there, you know?
Yeah, and he thought it was painted on, and I was like, no, that's not paint.
Because it looks painted, but it's in it.
Yeah, it's in the rock. It's really weird. And it's an interesting geometric shape. Anyway, hold on to that. Then he took me for a walk in the wheelchair to the park, because we got to park a block away. A nice park. Really nice park. And he found this, which is a painted rock. And that paint's starting to, and it's purple, my favorite color, of course. I'm all about purple all day, every day. And it's actually a smooth, polished black rock that's been painted purple. But the paint's coming off. But that was in the park. I was like, that's mine. That was meant for me. It's purple. Yeah. So that's two. And then another rock he found. You found this the same day as I found this one. This one.
Let's see. Yeah.
Outside the house, too. Yeah. And it's just a little black rock that's kind of cool. But, and it's pretty polished, too.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting. Mm-hmm.
Little Rockies.
And then, what was that other thing? You found a marble. One of those mirrored marbles out there, too, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a toy. It was just
Looks like, I thought it was a ball bearing at first. But it's actually like a little mirrored marble. It's really weird.
Yeah, the previous owners, they had a bunch of kids because I found Legos and stuff.
Yeah, they're right here. Little weird toys and stuff he keeps bringing in the house
And the
that he finds in the garage.
There's the souvenirs. Babe.
Or out in the yard.
There you go. I assembled one. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. There's the camera. Fine. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. I'm 36, by the way.
No, he's not.
I don't care. There's souvenirs, timestamps. First day we moved in, I found that. So there you go. I got like a corner full of those, all types of junk. Yeah. Which you love, right? I'm not gonna show that, but yeah, it's like a memorabilia. Is that
It's a
the
messy
right word?
little corner.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been really, really crazy.
And I
for
think the
us.
little blue guys might have visited this one.
Oh yeah,
The
that was cool.
what I've been calling the nomos.
That was bizarre. I was like sleeping. I don't know which time it was. I think you were laying next to me, and all of a sudden I could feel what I thought was Kitty. Kitty on my.
No, I wasn't next to you. I was up. I was in here, and you wondered if I had let the cat out.
Yeah.
And I
was
hadn't.
like, yeah, still asleep, and she was kind of violent. Well, I thought she was fighting my legs or something. I never bothered to look. I was like, well, I just let it do
You
its
just
thing.
figured it was the cat, just like I did when they came to. I've been having experiences with ETs for a good while now. Many years. And
So, yeah, the cat was locked up.
that's what I described it as. It felt like a cat had jumped up on the bed.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And I told him, I said,
I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that cat had to be out.
and she was not out.
So
She had not been out.
I don't know what that was, and I should have looked, but I was sleeping. So
Yeah.
And that was not a dream. I know that was real. I thought she was fighting me, fighting my legs because she fights me all the time. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that happens. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I wish I'd looked though. I wish I looked.
Yeah.
I should have looked, but you don't expect that, right?
No. I sure didn't when they came. Yeah.
So, little blue guys. Yeah. No more. No more.
Yeah.
That's how.
They weigh just a little more than the average house cat.
Yeah, and the weight too. That's true. They, whatever it was.
And I thought it was
way
back
more.
when it first started happening with me. I thought it was my cat Merlin getting up on the bed. It wasn't my cat. Bedroom door was shut. He was not in the room. And then I actually got to see them and got taken out to the wall ceiling area of the house on multiple occasions.
I wonder why.
For little trips.
I wonder what they were doing though.
They were showing me stuff.
No.
Remember I described that? Oh, with you?
Yeah, with me.
I don't know.
Just
They
checking me
didn't
out.
take you. They were probably just checking you out. Or maybe it's a test run for future stuff. I don't know.
It could be. Could be like, not probing me, but seeing what I'm like. Testing. I don't know. I don't know what they are about. I'm not sure about. So yeah, that happens. I'm sure there will be some more. I don't know. Maybe that was the end of the towers. Sure hope so.
Yeah. So, if you are... Here's some things about twin flame relationships that we have observed. Because one thing I know about is everything down here has been tampered with. So, unless I observe it personally, I have my doubts about what I read. Because some of it's true, some of it's not. One thing that's true about twin flames is the possible age difference in country and things like that. So that's a go. That one is what we've experienced. And then another thing that has become very obvious is our birth charts. His birth chart rules the spring and summer, and mine rules the fall and winter. The other thing one of us was born under a waxing moon, the other one under a waning.
Mm-hmm.
So we share opposite moon birth.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other thing?
We have the whole zodiac between us.
Yeah, the entire zodiac in our charts between us.
So almost every reading can
Pertains to us. Mm-hmm.
Really.
It's really bizarre because I can watch a reader and all 12 that they do pertains.
That's
all 12.
Really, really bizarre.
And yeah, I've been noticing the weird patterns going on. I'm sure other readers notice it. Some may not pick up on that, but some mention it and go, that's weird. They're doing a Sag reading. That's weird. Aquarius had this in their reading. It's like, I wonder why.
Yeah, something else really bizarre. There's this reader called Santero, and she picks up on scenarios for us from last year.
Yeah. For you particularly. Not for me so much, but for you.
It's really
the Taurus.
strange.
Mm-hmm, the Taurus reading.
It's like, what's going on, you know? What is like... I don't get that. What's going on there?
She's picking up on his energy from last year. But, what else have we noticed with...
What? The twin flame thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, me recognizing you in the same, in the first instance, that was...
Yeah.
I can't say we're twin flames for sure. I don't think anybody can say that for sure. But I do know that I recognize her big time. I do know that. I was like, what? I know you! I know you! And I was on Facebook. Yeah. And we just started talking and growing, and I wanted her. So, and I was sure that I knew her. And my logic minds could not figure it out because she was all the way here in America. So it was like, what's going on? What's going on? I know for sure we are at least soulmates or something. Or something past life.
Before.
Something past life, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
And we know we moved to the right place because they came to a guy that lives here that works for the internet company that we went with. He's like, I recognize you. I don't recognize him, but I recognize you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, we moved to the right place.
Yeah. And he was like a metalhead, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. You listen to metal, dude? I was like, no, really.
He's really a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, definitely past lives. Something must be about that. And back then on her old channel, she was, talking about the goddess and stuff. And I was logically thinking, well, I have this built-in thing. I can tell when somebody is telling BS or something, and that's something I never had with her. I was like, I believe her. And so I was putting two and two together, and I was like, yeah, I must recognize her because she is what she thinks she is.
Oh, well, what Gabriel and I are telling me I am.
Yeah. And so I let it go. I was like, yeah, okay, that must be it. But yeah, we still ended up talking, and we grew, and yeah, we got married eventually. Here we are.
Yeah, gorgeous ring.
My cutie. Cutie woman, yeah. So, that was really, really awesome. Yeah.
We're like two kids.
So, yeah. Yeah, we are. We definitely are. We're teasing each other and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's fun. Fun times. But yeah, that's definitely something to us. Is that twin flame? I don't know. But it's something. it's just has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be something between us. And also one thing I've been experiencing a lot when I'm here is deja vus. Deja vus. I don't know how you guys.
We were driving down here one day.
I don't know how you guys say that, but to me, if there's anything like destiny, that is my proof for destiny.
Yeah.
Okay. That's been happening a lot, and that lets me know that I'm at the right place. Yeah. No matter how crazy it is, right?
But I think that's what we've been going through, a trial by fire,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure we've got what it takes.
Yeah, yeah. It felt like a test to me.
Mm-hmm.
A full-blown test. Like, hey, what are you gonna do about this now? Yeah, that's totally how it felt, so.
Yeah, had everything but the kitchen sink thrown at us.
Mm.
And damn near had that. It's been, yikes. Excuse me.
It's been nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we are arrived in our new house. Everything's kind of settling down.
Starting to, we're just dealing with this gas thing right now.
We do have better internet though.
Oh my gosh.
That's why we've been uploading
It's amazing.
videos, because we could not upload videos. Well, we could do it, but as well it was like
hours and hours just to do a 15-minute video.
Yeah, like
hours.
I had to schedule it. I was doing readings in the previous place. And yeah, 50-minute video was like 3-4 hours or something. I was like, wow. And now 10 minutes maximum.
Max.
It's awesome. Yeah. And so that's why we've been doing readings. 10 card Celtic Cross. So yeah, I've been enjoying doing that.
Yeah.
I was kind of overdoing it, but I was doing all kinds of stuff. It showed up in the videos for sure. And she was like, "Yeah, you gotta approach it a little bit differently. You gotta be well rested and stuff, and because the readings are good, but the quality isn't the best. So yeah, I took some rest, and now the video's looking pretty better.
Yeah.
Pretty better. Yeah. So been enjoying that the last couple of days. So comment, like, subscribe to those videos. Yeah. Twin flame readings.
Yeah.
2 people.
We're doing it together.
Together. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 how do you say that?
No, it isn't just us. There's actually 5 of us if you count the cat and Gabriel and I.
Yeah, but it's like 2
for 1.
2 for 1. We're like actually 2 opposites. And it's like we have both different perspectives on the meanings on cards. And so when I think it's that, she brings her perspective too. And that is a big bonus in my book for anybody who watches that. I think that's pretty unique too. Especially that we are twin flames, right? That is really awesome. So there you go. Are we gonna be doing some more tarot and some more and a lot more, because yeah.
And yeah, I'm still doing a lot of research in what I was doing prior to all this with the prior channel. Gabriel and Ed and I prompted me to do videos, do YouTube. Took them almost a year to get me to do it. And to step out there and be authentic talk about all my experiences, ET wise,
Health
spirits,
wise.
health, everything, DNA.
Yeah.
And following the breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm. She had quite some subs over there. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll probably do a short live stream over there, just letting everybody know that we're over here now.
Yeah. So.
And I'm still,
putting it off.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm still doing research and stuff like, finding out that the Columbia space shuttle went down on my birthday, and that there was a certain ET race in Houston at the time that was spotted there, and they're not the good guys. Just saying. So, and if you guys look up the word Columbia, especially, where was that? Right up, that was Sacred Text, their website, about Columbia.
Can't remember.
The word Columbia and what it means.
I did read it, but I can't remember the site.
Yeah. My birthday, it's like what I said, my birthday is significant. My birth chart is 2, and so's his. And we both appear on the world card.
Which is pretty nuts. I know.
Adonai and Gabriel appear on the world card as well.
It falls together, it's all linked together, and that is very strange.
Very bizarre synchronicities.
Makes me think of who we really are, you know? Or who we really were.
Past lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out there. Yeah.
It blows my mind all the time.
So.
The freakish synchronicities. And the one thing, some of the, being an Aquarius, we're in our head all the time, and we're constantly gathering facts and sorting through what's BS and what isn't. And the twin flames, here's some thoughts that I have. A bunch of us know that we signed up for missions coming down here. Most of those that have had ET contact. Most of them also suffer some sort of autoimmune problems. These are common denominators. It has to do with certain genetics. And a lot of them consider themselves targeted TIs, targeted individuals. Yeah, because they're trying to keep us from doing our missions. So we are, regardless of what they think they are trying to do, we're going to still complete our missions, period.
Yep.
This is the age of Aquarius. We win. Period. 2020, here we come. So, those that are twin flames will likely have it, probably all of the above. Autoimmune disorders, ET contact, feel or being actually targeted. The birth chart thing, bizarre synchronicities, recognizing other people that you swear that you know them somehow, other than your twin. Signed up for missions. I know that the keys to Lacera Bet, something about the codes that I did on my other channel, is love. It's about love. The way we're all going to get through this and get back to the times of Atlantis, basically. That's what I'm being told, anyway. I'm also told that we are the unsung heroes. That's what I get telepathy-wise from the Archangels all the time. The unsung heroes. I also get, in his sing-songy way, Gabriel saying "Tick-tock, time's up." And so I know we got a time frame we got to do this in, even though time is an illusion and all that.
It's this time.
But destiny's in play here. So, anyway, those that resonate with this, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about, and you'll go, "Oh my gosh, you know, I found what I'm looking for." He will be a very valuable coach for the divine male masculines. An excellent resource for you guys.
Yeah, I got some advice.
Yeah.
Because, what we came across twin flame stuff, we hear a lot about trouble between the two. And I did years ago a lot of studies on relationships and stuff. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I got good tips on, well, what not to do.
Yeah, what not to do with a female.
What not to do. Yeah, I'm not perfect, but I got good tips. Yeah, that you should not do, and how to re-attract and stuff like that when things went south. I got some good stuff, definitely. But yeah, there you go. And so far it's been working, right? I'm a pretty good husband, right?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect, actually.
We have our differences. We are very different, but it's like the light and the dark together, the yin and the yang. You know, it's that balance in between. When the other one goes down, the other one goes up. How is that? Swing saw, seesaw.
Seesaw, yeah.
That's
when he needs my support.
Yeah.
He's having a meltdown and vice versa. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
We got through it.
Yeah. So.
Now we're just down to this gas thing.
Yeah.
Hope that's over with soon. Hopefully this week. Because it'd be,
But yeah, I do have a lot of good advice on how to act. And I think that's a lot, well, act, how to treat another. In Twin Flames, we heard all kinds of crazy stuff, like cheating and stuff. And
I couldn't dream of hurting him.
That's something.
I don't understand all that nonsense.
Me neither.
I think they need to look at their birth charts. They may not be dealing with a twin.
Yeah, because that's like the ultimate blow to what you can do to the one you love. And if you really are a twin, I can't really imagine doing that. It's like, what? And it's like,
isn't in either one of us.
So, yeah, that's
we did
weird.
a lot of work prior to us coming together. Prior to even meeting, a lot of that inner work with the inner child and stuff like that. We had sorted through most of our BS on our own before we were allowed to come together. So we wouldn't dream of hurting each other or anything. That's interesting, isn't it?
I think that was rain. Or birds.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
I've heard birds though.
No.
But birds at night?
It's night. And they did that the other day, by the way.
Yeah.
They had to move the portal too. I don't know if you guys, any of you that were on the watched my prior channel, talked about my portal, and it got moved again. It's here. So I have a personal portal. My own personal deal. But, yeah, we're going to be delving into a lot of esoteric symbolism, remote viewing, tarot.
Yeah, the main thing is gonna be tarot.
And how the machine works, because this place down here is a matrix. It's a machine, and that's why the planetary alignments and the tarot cards work the way they do, is because it is.
It shows the machine.
Yeah, it definitely, I see the machine.
It gives you glimpses into the machine, and that's totally what I feel about
And the
tarot.
machine's basically been hijacked. And I, on my old channel, I talked about the soul farm, where they're farming energy, had been put to a stop. It definitely has. I visited my dad already, and he's fine. He's a little shell-shocked. Upon, exiting this level, dimensional level, is the best way I can describe it. Because he's in the one that's right next to this one, and they're pancaked on top of each other, literally inside of each other. It's real bizarre. But I visited him. He seemed a little shell-shocked, but he's doing fine. He didn't get soul farmed again. So that, what I was talking about, indeed has stopped. Because he didn't really believe in anything. He didn't think there was anything after you died. And I told him, we had conversations, and I was like, you're wrong. You've been here many times already. So, yeah. But he's doing fine. And somebody else that passed on, my son's father, I saw him too. So that soul farming stuff has stopped. So that victory I talked about, that was in May of 2018. That stopped. We had that victory, and that put a stop to that.
Don't know the exact date, but something like that, I think.
So that has definitely stopped, because those two didn't get caught up in the soul farm. They're actually here, and didn't get, Anyway.
But don't let your guard down, though.
No.
Don't let your guard down. Don't think that it cannot happen.
Yeah, the Matrix, what I call the holodeck, it does have a virus.
So, look into soul contract revocation, all that stuff. It might not be necessary, but you never know.
And it won't hurt anything, because there's some soul contracts, obviously, that cannot be broken.
Yep.
So even if you do a soul contract revocation, it won't damage your twin flame relationship. But it'll unhook you from some prior ancestral BS. And things that were done in your name or somehow by somebody else. It'll unwrap that stuff. So definitely look into that.
Yep. Just type it in on Google or YouTube, and you'll surely find what you want on that, and it will make you feel a lot more safe. Okay. How I got into that was looking at remote viewing the afterlife. I did not do that myself, but it was a team back in the 70s that actually did that, and that was Ingo Swan, and they did it with a whole team, and they discovered that actually that is going on. Whatever you believe, you're gonna see. So if you believe in the Jesus Christ, you're gonna see the Jesus Christ, and if you believe in Allah, there you go. You're gonna believe in they're gonna see.
That's how they
Allah.
soul farm you.
And they will, trick you basically into going back because you've been a naughty person, and that's how it happens. And so.
And the tunnel of light is not the tunnel you want. The tunnel you want is the same one that you get when you do astral projection, which is actually a black tunnel.
Yeah.
It is not a tunnel of light.
Because you do
So
have a
that's
choice.
a huge lie that
When you,
everybody was told.
when
Oh, go to the light. No, don't go to the effing light.
you go to the dark. Okay.
Go to your dark tunnel, the same one you use for astral travel.
Not the light one.
The light one's a
Take a
so
180.
thing, but evidently that's been totally wiped out anyway because people that didn't even have an understanding of that are not being farmed. So
Yeah, but
hopefully
I'm not
that's a
taking
mute
chance.
point.
I'm not
Hopefully
taking
it's a
any
mute
chances with that. No. So, no.
Yeah.
Do look into that. Okay. Remote viewing the afterlife, and you'll see. You'll see. And then soul contract revocation. Look that up, how to do that. Yeah, you should be golden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Matrix. It's all about numbers, guys.
Yeah.
It's all about numbers. The machine. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
we'll get more into that later. Definitely about the numbers. You guys are seeing the repeating numbers, so do we.
It's strange. We're doing a twin flame video and we end up talking about the afterlife. Soul contracts.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, just a sneak peek of live streams ahead. The topics we'll be covering. A wide variety of topics. Very wide. And what I've discovered in my guided research, guided with Gabriel and Adonai. And I'll go over, there's a lot of hours of video over on my old channel, and I plan on revisiting a lot of that stuff so that you guys over here, our new subs that are unaware of my old channel, get the information as well. What I found out. And it's huge.
It's really huge.
We are the Anunnaki.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are part of the AKA bloodline.
Yeah. One of the things that blew my mind was the codes. Things. She got like codes on clocks, like she gets telepathy, like look at the clock. Then she sees the clock, she sees the numbers. And then she would look it up in gematrix.org. That site has been changed by now.
Yeah, it was changed.
And then she would like see the information in there. You find out a lot of stuff out of there, right? Because they gave like clues to what to look for, and then she would find like huge chunks of information like on all kinds of topics. And I've seen it happen in real life. I was like visiting last year in May, and it was like this song playing on the radio. An hour later, she gets one of those codes that I just told you about, and then she would see that song
listed
in that code.
Yep.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's like mind blowing. It's like, how can that be? You know? It can be because she...
Gabriel and Adonai, that's how.
Yeah, the guys, Gabriel, Adonai, I'm sure they can see far into the future and back. I think they can...
They already know what's going on.
They travel with it, and they know...
There's some sort of weird rules that keep them from telling you directly, specifically. Yeah. I don't know what that is exactly.
I think they're not allowed to do that.
They can't interfere somehow, for some reason. So,
but they can jump in timelines, is what my guess is. Or, how do you say that? In time to go forth in time and back. But, yeah. And I also think they're omnipresent. I know if I'm saying that right or not. Omnipresent. That would explain all the other people having contact with Gabriel. It's
or
like
Adonai.
Yeah, and they say like, yeah, I got a Gabriel too, or Gabriel's here with me, and you just cannot say like that's not true. you just cannot.
Yeah, because some people would say, well, if you're talking to Gabriel, how is 100 other people talking to Gabriel?
Yeah.
First of all, how can you possibly place limits on an archangel?
Yeah, and that's
They can do pretty
omnipresent.
much anything they want.
They
This one particular person was actually poking fun. How can how can all these people possibly be talking? Because you can't wrap your mind around
the abilities
the ability they actually have.
And if with those codes, that tells me that they can do stuff with time, so they can do anything.
So if other readers or other healers or sensitives or anything say that they're speaking with Gabriel, I don't doubt them.
Yeah, I don't doubt that either because I saw it happen with my own eyes. So yeah, there's something about that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And somebody to put limits on an archangel, that's ludicrous in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. It makes them look really stupid. Yeah. Because they can't wrap their mind around the fact that these beings have way more power than they do.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just a single individual that's incarnate. Mm-hmm. There's much more to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all, that other people talking to Gabriel or a Gabriel, there might be multiple, but it's a big chance that it can
could
be
the
one.
same one I'm talking to.
The one. And it might appear that he's everywhere at the same time, but because he probably is.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can jump in time.
By the way, my research, Gabriel is AKA Enlil in the Sumerian text. I've done a lot of research on ancient texts and ancient civilizations. He's also AKA Zeus, the storm god, AKA Yahweh. Adonai is his brother. Adonai is AKA Archangel Michael. AKA Sumerian text Enki, AKA Poseidon Neptune. Okay. He goes by Adonai. Just saying, so you guys know, he doesn't. A lot of people say Archangel Michael. He goes by Adonai, and that's Adonai. And then Gabriel is Adonai, Adonay. So, just to keep it straight for everyone. But Gabriel does go by Gabriel. That's what I've always known him as. Since this incarnation, he's been around my entire life. So, feeding me info.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And steering my life path.
I'm not sure if it's really the Gabriel. I'm not sure. But I do know there's something. I do know for sure there's something.
Yeah, he appeared.
And I know
he's appeared full body. He's also appeared in a very large orb many times. He's definitely something.
It's not a figment of imagination. No way.
And they have distinct personalities. And Gabriel and Adonai are nothing alike. They're like two brothers that are totally different than each other. Yeah. Very much.
So,
yeah.
Pretty crazy, but true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's no way to prove that, right? But
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe you can.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's
Don't
like
see
your
why
son.
not.
Your son, I don't know how he feels about
Yeah, my son has seen the ships. He's seen a lot of things.
And he's still in denial.
And he's still in denial. He knows I'm right. There's this inner thing with him. I can tell he knows it. But he wants to,
logically figure it out, but there's no logic to it, so it's like, I'm just gonna deny it, and then it won't exist.
cognitive dissonance. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had conversation with him. I think last weekend, and yeah, he was hard to talk about stuff like that. Definitely, I was talking about my experiences that I had a couple of years ago with ET stuff, and he was like, I don't know, but I know for a fact that he saw those ships, and it's like, yeah, you're just in denial, dude. Just denial.
Yeah. I've had ships come in and out from where I am located on many, many, many occasions. Some people get to see them, some don't.
Yeah, we've seen, I think, 3 times ships when I was...
Yeah. On my old channel, I got that video up of the ships that came in, blew in with the storm.
Remember?
Kind of like they were,
We were outside and I saw them too.
Yeah, he's seen the ships.
Yeah.
He's seen them. In person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that he's been on board or not yet. I know I have. I've been on board a whole multitude of different ships.
Nothing
including
I can say.
2 that I designed myself.
I don't know. I could be, but I have no recollection of it. So.
Yeah.
But there was something going on, but I'm not gonna talk about that. But I've been through some stuff a couple of years ago that nearly drove me insane. So.
Yeah, he had ETs.
Yeah, or something that was feeding off my fear. Projecting ETs.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
feeding off his energy by scaring the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Now he knows better.
Yeah, it
It's
has
like we're
stopped.
more powerful than they are by a long shot. That's part of my mission is letting you guys know who and what you really are, and just how powerful you actually are. And you really don't have anything to be scared of.
No, and that has stopped, and that fear is stopped.
They stopped feeding off of me.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah.
So far,
I'm
right?
tired. Yeah, it's been a good long enough stream. I think more than long enough. But we're going to cover a lot of material for you guys on top of doing the tarot readings and discussing the twin flame dynamic.
Yeah, I'm sorry that we didn't upload for our time, but that's partly why we're doing this video.
Towers.
To explain what had happens, and because we were doing 3 card readings every weekend, but it got so crazy that there was just no way that we could do it. It was like mentally, physically, it was like,
We were mentally and physically completely wiped.
yeah, so.
And I would, if you're starting a twin flame relationship, expect that you might have that trial that we went through. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Kind of prepare yourself for that. We weren't prepared for that, were we?
Not really.
Well, we handled it just fine, but holy moly, we were not.
There was another thing, like other couples would rip their hair out
Yeah.
from each other, but
A lot of couples would not have survived that. Not all that intense stress. Boom, 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 boom.
We had a lot
right
of
after
stress,
getting
but
married,
a real
moving
fight.
and funerals and buying a house and
We did not fight.
no,
Really. We had some disagreements, but that comes back to knowing what not to do and not freak out, talk instead of scream.
Communication.
Communication. That is big key.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing what was it?
Take a deep breath and
Yeah.
communicate.
Yeah. One time I did not listen to her and I just did what I thought was best. And that was the only time we came close to a fight.
Yeah, we were super stressed at the time because
Yeah.
it was right before move day.
Yeah, and I just I have to do this, and it was not that act, but it was an act of not listening to her and doing my own thing, and yeah, she did not like that. But in the end, it was a good move that I did. Yeah. Because the movers did need that space, so right?
Yeah.
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 So.
I felt like he was doing a bunch of extra work he didn't need to.
Yeah. But I needed to. Yeah. and it was time pressure because there was a storm moving in, according to the Weather Channel. And, well, weather broadcast, how do you say that? Yeah, the weather was just, they were saying the storm was moving in.
Yeah.
And so we had to quickly do that
Yeah,
and drive back.
We were under the gun on time.
Time pressure, and so I ignored her.
Yeah, we've been meeting deadline after, because we had deadlines too on top of all the other craziness that we were dealing with between weather deadlines and signing contracts deadlines and just
wow, a lot of craziness. So yeah, if you are in a twin flame relationship, it could be that it goes over roses, but it could be that it goes really hard. Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll go through a trial to see if you've got what it takes to carry out your mission.
Yeah. So.
But there's been a lot of good too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I'm still sitting here and the person I love, so that is huge to me. Yeah, whatever you're going through.
He's still the sexiest man on the planet.
That's debatable. But, yeah, just be grateful for the experiences that you have and have had, even though times are getting hard. That's what gets me through all this. Yeah, having you and being here with you, and yeah, that's what it's all about, you know. No matter what the future might bring. The future is an illusion, okay? The past is an illusion too.
Yeah, it's all mapped out already.
It's all in the now, so yeah. And it's really, really hard because it's like worry about the future, and I have difficulties with that. I admit that, for sure. Very difficulties with that. But, yeah. Try to do your best.
My hair looks red, doesn't it? See?
Yeah.
Looks red in the thing. My hair, I'm a chameleon. My hair and my eyes change color all the time.
Ginger.
See, I'm looking very ginger right now, but I'm not. I've got lots of red in my hair. My hair has got multiple colors. Not just the added stripes that we did right before the wedding, but yeah. Anyway, we hope you guys have a brilliant 2020 coming up here. We're planning on getting on with the mission and doing what we're supposed to do.
Yep.
It is the age of Aquarius.
So, yeah. See you guys on the readings, probably.
Yep.
Gonna try to keep that up, especially now that we have better internet.
Yeah.
Weekly readings and the 3-card readings. Gonna try to do that next weekend too. Yeah,
it's a little more, even heavier into the esoteric 3 cards that I'll be doing.
Yeah. She got this book. I don't touch it. Okay.
I let him use it occasionally.
I'll show you.
Because he's my twin, his energy can be on my cards without a problem.
It's the box. Yeah. Oh, that's like limited edition, right?
Yeah.
And it's nuts.
They're named. The card decks are named.
Yeah.
And mine, interestingly.
Oh, look how beautiful that is. That's like gold. But it's a very difficult deck to work with. Well, yeah, here you go. Yeah. It's got like 3 fools in it and stuff like that. It's like really advanced.
Yeah, it's an amazing deck. The energy that's coming off of it. And these cards, boy, they love to talk.
Yeah,
it's very deck.
Show them some of the cards.
Well, look what's on the bottom.
Justice?
Angel of Justice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just an awesome
And that's
deck.
exactly what we're here to get. For all the heart-based souls on the planet. Justice.
Yeah. Love that deck, but it's too hard for me. I'm not ashamed to say that at all, but yeah. And it's
very,
also
very
her deck.
talkative deck.
The other deck that I've been using is kind of well, not a beginner's deck, not really, but it's a very easy deck to learn with. You know, it's very. It looks like what it means. Am I saying that right? I don't know.
Yeah.
What it means, you can tell already what it. You know. Well, here you go. 10 of Wands with the boy.
What's under that? Oh wow, it was upside down. 10 of Wands was upside down, baby. That's unusual for that to happen. 10 of Pentacles. And 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Anyway, yeah, the cards like to talk. And mine's named. My deck has a name. All these decks are named. Instead of having serial numbers, they actually have names. But, yay.
That's her deck.
Yeah.
And she will be doing readings
My favorite
with that.
deck, anyway. I've got other stuff too, but that's my favorite. Anyway,
Yeah, that shall
let's
be
wrap
it
it
then.
up. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Divine Needle, the number 8 at gmail.com.
Yeah.
And leave comments for us. Let us know what your observations with the twin flames. Have you guys been going through the multitude of towers beginning this 2020
Yeah.
Age of Aquarius?
Is that just us or is that everybody?
I don't think it's just us. From what I'm hearing, some people had a very rough January. So let us know. And if you need to contact us, that's our email. It's also in the About section of our channel.
If you want a private reading, you can ask that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That'll be awesome. Yeah. I will do that. Or we will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or private coaching.
Yeah. Coaching.
Yeah.
Also.
Especially for the masculines, divine masculines.
I can
The
give you
male.
some good advice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway, have a grand week, and we'll be back soon. Definitely with some readings and a lot more info to come.
Okay. It's been fun. Bye-bye.
See you guys later.
Bye. How to turn it off?
That's a good idea. I have no idea.
I think you go in the back button.
There it is. Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
That's so cool. How you turn it off? Is it still on?
I don't know, probably.
Go, give me that. Give me that.
It doesn't see my fingers.